Welcome back. I'd love to get up on fixation and how they try to mask it. Alright? Now come on, buddy. It doesn't take you that long to put your hands in your through your backpack straps, okay? Hey, what change for cancer? What the heck? I swear. I hope you guys heard that. Like I said, that's what they're like. They always start to do some shit. So anyway, as I was saying. So yeah, so I said to Pam, I said, did you even speak to these young teenage girls' parents? No. You know, it's like, no. I'm like, you would think that as a parent, you know, you're trying to protect your child, right, from, you know, any sort of accusation, the fact that he's a black boy, right? And so I said to her too, I said, you know, because, you know, my son he's a lighter complexion. He's lighter than both of us. And I said to her, you know, let me tell you something. Growing up as a young black boy, teenager in high school, you know, I know how some of these women, these young ladies, I say women, these young teen girls act and behave when it comes to black guys who are of a lighter complexion. You know? And as a matter of fact, my cousin told me, my cousin said, you know, because my cousin is real light skinned. Okay? And he told me, he was like, this is why I don't date, this is why I stopped dating black girls, because they were never really interested in me. You know? He was like, they were more interested in the fact that I was light skinned. You know? And that was it. They wasn't interested in knowing me and what my interests were, you know. And so he said, this is why I stopped dating black women. And you know, he married a white woman, but she's not American. She's I want to say she's white Caribbean, right? So yeah, and that's what he did. And I said, listen, you know, I said, I can't really blame you for that. But he's more pro-black than anybody that I know, right, growing up. I mean, you know, when it comes to history, he loved history. He wrote a couple books on history, particularly in the Caribbean. So, you know, yeah, I have some intellects in my family. You know, as I said, I have some intellects in my family, and he had the police hired again. You know, they don't want you to think. And lately I've been posting stuff on Facebook, and I've been responding, particularly when it comes to black women. And I always put it at the end of my post, think. All right, you need to be able to think, and I want you to think. Stop believing. You know, a white man come put out the statistics to try to say, well, you know, it's not true that you know, most male prisoners in prison come from homes raised by a single woman. That is absolutely true. And then they'll go, well, that's all women, so is it really not black women's fault? Nobody's saying it's your fault. We're just telling you the facts. Well, you choose to ignore the facts because you don't want to take accountability for your actions. You know? That's the facts. Right? And I understand the nuances, you know, why we are in the situation that we're in. But it's still the facts. Okay? I'm not going to ignore the war on black men and women. I'm not going to ignore the psychological conditioning that have been, the negative psychological conditioning that have been done to us as black men and black women. I'm not going to ignore the fact that the economic warfare that has been engaged in us, the chemical warfare, the biological warfare, the psychological warfare, the educational warfare. I'm not ignoring all that stuff. Y'all do. Black women do. They ignore all of these factors. All right? And like I said, you know, the black men, we have always been held accountable, even when we didn't do what they claimed that we did. You know, this is why you had so many young brothers in prison who was accused of, you know, despicable acts that turned out not to be true. right? The number of men who have been exonerated, right? 80% of those exoneration are black men. All right? So you can't tell me that there is no war against black men. Okay? And the thing about this war on black men and black women, you know, they'll use black women in the war against black men to accuse, to you know, to destroy their family, to put themselves at even more risk for negative outcomes, and not just their children. So, for example, right, they don't tell you that single black women who are raising children on their, and who are the head of the household, they're not raising children on their own because their fathers are involved in their children's lives, right? But who are raising children in a single mother-headed household, that these women, the vast majority of them, suffer from mental illness, suffer from depression, high anxiety, you know, have other health conditions, right? Totally stressed out, and stress leads to a lot of other illnesses. Okay? Stress leads to a lot of other illnesses. But they would rather struggle and be stressed out and be diagnosed with a mental illness than to learn how to cooperate with a man. Why? Because a man can't tell them what they want to do. A man brings structure and discipline, and they don't like that. They rebel against structure and discipline. Right? They rebel against any sort of order. You know? So if your man tell you, listen, I want you posting pictures online with you in your thong underwear, or with you in your panties and bra, that to them is control. See, they don't think about how it makes their man look. Not also that, but how his friends are seeing his woman or his wife, right, in things that should be private between her and her man, or her and her husband. These women don't think about it because they've been conditioned to always want to seek attention. And if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't be seeking attention from other men. But this is what they do. That's why I said we have been conditioned into a very narcissistic personality, and particularly black women have even more of a narcissistic personality. And you don't believe me? Like I said, go look at the statistics. Now you see today, more black women today are displaying more narcissistic tendencies and personalities than ever before. Right? And you have social media to thank for that. Social media has been used as a weapon, as a psychological weapon against black women and black men. Okay? And many of them won't even think that that's true. And you can tell he was raised by a single mother. Look at this shit. So I'll tell you, as a father, my son ain't coming out of the house looking like that. He ain't even wearing that shit in the house. I don't care how long his hair is. You can get a damn do-rag. Okay? Yeah. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.